What's the difference between climate change and global warming? These are two separate ideas that often get mixed up, but they are codependent on each other when we talk about the climate crisis. Global warming is the long-term rise in the average temperature of the Earth's climate system. Climate change is a change in the global or regional climate patterns, in particular, a change apparent from the mid to late 20th century onwards and attributed largely to the increased levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide produced by the use of fossil fuels. NASA says that the 10 warmest years on record have occurred since 1997. How does the climate crisis come into all of this? The climate crisis is what we are facing today. It isn't something we are going to face in the future, it's something that is happening right now. There's a threshold of climate change where we can't step back from. So, this is our planet Earth. If we continue to pollute how we are right now, in turn we increase the global temperature by a certain amount. This leads to an unsustainable threshold we cannot come back from. Even if we suddenly went to all green energy and suddenly cleaned up all of our oceans, it wouldn't do anything because we cannot reverse the effects of the unsustainable threshold. A report was published by the United Nations. Only 11 years left to prevent irreversible damage from climate change. This is great info, but everything seems fine now. Why should I care about the climate crisis? Just because it's snowing doesn't mean the world isn't warming. Global warming, in fact, causes more polarizing and extreme weather conditions like snowstorms, hurricanes, and droughts to occur more often. Here in Toronto, we have food security and we have the privilege of living in a cold city. But all over the world, people are facing these effects right now. Venice is flooding. 3 of the worst 10 floods since records began in Venice, nearly 100 years ago, have now happened in a week. Arctic permafrost is thawing 70 years early, a study finds, which in turn will release more carbon emissions into our atmosphere, contributing to global warming. Sea levels are rising and people living on islands in the Pacific are in danger. Their government is even thinking about relocating their citizens as climate refugees. Global warming is changing the climate for the worse, and we are in the climate crisis right now.